Hello everyone, today is May 26, 2021, and I wanted to give you guys an update on the 53 Weather Bureau and the 1980 Modulaire. It's about 90 degrees outside. The air conditioning has been off in my room for a while. You can see it's about 75 degrees in here. It's creeping up towards 70% humidity. So this thing will need to do some work later. Here is the 53 Fetters Weather Bureau installed. I might need to take it out and re-level the chassis a little bit. And the blower motor starts to hum after it's on a few hours. It's quiet at first, but then it starts to hum louder and louder. So I haven't taken this motor apart, but I think I'm gonna have to take it apart, polish the shafts, make sure the wicks are not like all clogged up, and just check the thrust washers. I kind of don't think it's the thrust washers because it's quiet for several hours before it starts to hum. You kind of see, so these units stick out the window quite a bit. I guess by design it's so it doesn't be intrusive outside. You can kind of see where it is outside. Doesn't stick out very much. No more than the modern unit really. Got my temp gun. We'll hear what this thing sounds like in startup. It's very quiet. Try to leave this here. I'll show you the control panel again. So we got our thermostat set. The thermostat seems to be really accurate in this thing. I've got this thing dialed here and it keeps room at about 67, 68 degrees pretty religiously. So I'm impressed with the thermostat. Our damper control, air removal, exhaust to air, ventilate, brings in some outside air. And then the control panel. Obviously the data tag and that kind of got damaged from the new bright, so please be careful with that. But I'm gonna put it on comfort cooling. You'll hear it's on startup now. And here the ambient. It says 78. It's an honest 75, 76 degrees in here. And it's already getting cold. So this unit's rated at 0.5 horsepower. Horsepower is kind of dubious because depending upon the size of your evaporator and condenser and how much refrigerant's in the system, it could mean a pretty wide range of capacities. A half ton is about 6,000 BTUs, but this is a 0.5 horsepower. So it could be less or more than 6,000 BTUs depending upon how it's built. Based on the size of the coils in this thing and the size of this room, I'm going to hazard that it's closer to 7,000 BTUs because this room's fairly large and it appears to be able to cool it down pretty well. I would say it takes a little longer when it's really warm in here, but it does the job. I made these side panels out of some old knotty pine I had kicking around. They screw into brackets behind the front half of the unit, so there's brackets that are screwed to the sleeve. So you basically form your opening and then you slide the chassis in, and then a piece of 5/4 here, the bottom is screwed to. I may have to put some washers under there to kind of give this unit just a touch of pitch, or maybe it might actually be not even level, but we'll see what kind of temps we're getting now. See that bottom of that coil is getting pretty cold already. If I start moving around, it is going to jump. But if I go up here, it's a little warm up here yet. But see, this thing gets down to business. I mean, it blows out some frigid temps. Definitely correlates to what Russ witnessed with frost coming out of one of these. It's cold, and the airflow is fairly decent. So single speed blower, of course. I just want to show this one first, and we're going to head downstairs. I'm going to shut this off because I'm not going to be up here for a while yet. Okay. So, I think Van mentioned on the forum that today is exactly 1 year to the day that I got the 20,000 BTU 1965 Fetters weather wheel. So I figured I might as well show it. It's running here and it's doing a beautiful job. I recalibrated the thermostat. Setting it to about 5 is giving about a 73, 74 average room temperature on the first floor, which is pretty much where I keep it. I can boost it up for a minute to, it's on now. I mean, that thing is so quiet, almost can't tell that that compressor just turned on. Let's see what kind of temps we're getting out of this. This unit by far has given the coldest temps I have ever seen out of a unit. Give it a minute or two, and we'll see minus temperatures coming out of it. You get the idea. It's cold. Just take a quick look at it outside. Because now that it's been permanently installed in the original windows, the installation's much cleaner than it used to be. There's the windows. You can see the unit. It doesn't hardly sag at all. It's just ever so slightly pitched. A little bit of condensate dripping out of it. Got some real light temps coming out of here. See how this unit looks. There'll be storm windows around this for the winter, but it's really mounted in there nicely. It's using the original factory brackets exclusively. Next, well, show both of the Modulaires actually. So I got the Modulaire off of Craigslist for free. I think Van also found that for me. And the grill was in much better shape than on mine. So this grill is from the Modulaire from Craigslist. I just cleaned it up, changed it out. The doors actually have intact hinges on it. So I figured the chrome is better on it. So I'm putting this in here. It's a mixed bag between the condition of the two units. I think this chassis is better overall, but the cooling system's been compromised. Where the one out there, the cooling system is sealed. The chassis is very rotted, and it's missing the rear grille. My mom needs a unit for home, a modern unit, capacitor blew out, so I told her I'd give her this for now. I don't need it for a long time, but this thing's been running. You look at all the condensate coming out of it. And mind you, it's hot out here. So what kind of temps you're going to be getting. I think that's pretty respectable. It's over 100 degrees out here under the sun, and we're getting a 50-degree reduction. So this thing would do really, really well indoors. You can see how well its condensation is pouring out of it. This unit definitely sound much healthier than the unit inside. And I've got a filter. Glued some new foam to it. Put that in there a little bit. And I had to re-glue the window kit. I epoxied it and then it was hanging up and broke again at the joint. So I got this drying. Hopefully it'll be dry in a few hours. But you can see here the window kit repaired. It's got new accordions in them. These are those Fetters accordions from eBay. Highly recommend you go get some because they fit perfect. They're factory fit. So I'll post some pictures at the end of the video of how the Modulaire looks in the chassis. It's reasonable, aside from the fact that the fan mount and condenser mounts are completely rotted. The condenser's a bit bashed up. I tried using my fin tool, but it must be something between the sizes on my tool, and it's just doing more damage than good. So I'm letting it be for now. Let's see, here's one of the window flaps done. You see it dripping off the truck. It's doing its job. So anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you soon. I think our next project's going to be the 65 14K weather wheel.